From Nazism to communism, Germany has certainly seen its fair share of radical ideologies. Now it faces a new and growing threat, Salafism. And it's an extreme brand of Islam that preaches hatred of Christians and Jews. Eric Stackelbeck has that story from Munich.
In June, 1,000 police fanned out across Germany. They targeted the homes, schools, and mosques of Salafi Muslims. Salafis model themselves after Muhammad and strictly follow Islamic Sharia law. The movement encourages violent jihad and is shared by Al-Qaeda and many other Islamic terror groups. It's now taking hold among a small but growing number of Germany's 4.3 million Muslims.
We have a really dynamic, growing Salafi scene in Germany. So some of the security officers, they tell us that we have about 5,000 Salafis in Germany.
Journalist Franz Fader follows Germany's Salafi scene closely.
The Salafi movement in Germany is creating an environment for violence and for radicalization. What is absolutely clear is that not every Salafist is a terrorist, but every terrorist is a Salafist.
And that includes the gunman who murdered 2 U.S. soldiers and injured 2 more in an attack in Frankfurt last year. Not to mention dozens of other German Muslims arrested on terrorism charges since 9/11. Others have left Germany to wage jihad abroad.
A lot of jihadis and with Salafist background are going to Afghanistan into training camps, to Pakistan into training camps. A lot of jihadis are passing through the Horn of Africa, and they are going to fight in Somalia, going to fight in Yemen.
Sheikh Abu Adam runs the Darul Quran Mosque in Munich. He dislikes the term Salafi and says he's simply a Muslim. German authorities believe he's much more, and they visited his mosque to investigate. In an exclusive interview in his Munich apartment, the sheikh showed CBN News government documents identifying him as a radical Salafi and anti-Semite. He denies the charges and says he's worked with the German government to fight extremism.
Why are they saying that about your mosque?
I don't know. Myself, I don't know. Although all of my students, I don't have any exception, they are fighting against terrorism, and they are very integrated in the society. All of them, they are very kind with people. They love, they communicate with all people.
The Egyptian native says he travels to Pakistan and other hotspots to preach against terrorism and debate jihadists. He's been targeted with death threats, and his bodyguards were present for our interview.
I try to convince them to leave jihad, to leave radicalism, to leave bomb attacks.
Although the sheikh, his 3 wives, and 10 children receive welfare benefits, he told CBN News he wants to leave Bavaria.
So that communication you had with the German government doesn't exist now?
I'm sacrificing myself, my family, and my scholars because of you. And then you write that I am radicalized. I'm fighting against the terrorists.
Yet the sheikh has engaged in violence of his own. In 2010, he made international headlines when he was accused of brutally beating one of his wives, breaking her nose and shoulder. He reportedly yelled Quranic verses during the attack and refused to let police enter the apartment. His wife would not press charges. Last year, a German TV crew filmed Abu Adam presiding over Sharia courts in his mosque that operate outside of German law.
The Salafi people, they tell the truth. Yeah, they say we want to have a Sharia law in Germany, we want to have a caliphate.
Michael Sterzenberger hopes to rally Germans against this movement. He calls a recent drive by a Salafi imam to place a Quran in every German home a much-needed wake-up call.
They want to spread this message all over Germany. They printed 300,000 and they gave it for nothing. They gave it in every city in Germany to the people. Yeah, hear the message of Allah, and they want to Islamize Germany.
German authorities also fear the growing Salafi presence will not only make their country a more attractive target for Al-Qaeda, but an exporter of terror as well. Eric Stackelbeck, CBN News, Munich.